why 5 minutes Lagard speaks.
Oh yeah. So I wanted to know if you were okay with showing us how you backtest ideas.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't do it. I'm hesitating not because I don't want to show. It's fairly straightforward. Um, so it's really like, for me, it has a lot like, for the long term, it kind of has a lot to do with my levels, right?
Right.
Meaning I'm seeing the rotation on it, I'm seeing the market structure around it, and as far as just pure backtesting, I just go back in time from different instruments to different instruments and just kind of really do it manually, as shitty as that sounds, and then forward testing it, and then from there, just just moving on from there, truthfully speaking. So it's not like a program kind of backtesting it or anything like that, like how numbers would do it. It's just strictly just very manual because I don't have that coding background or that bone.
Right. Okay.
So that's what I do. I mean,
So it's just literally just chart reading, like going
yeah,
through the charts.
and yep, and it's just time and time again. I'm just reading the same things over and over again. That really gives me confidence. And I hate it when people say it's like, oh, it's just empirical observation, but it really just, after so many hours, of staring at charts, I just eventually like, oh, why does this happen all the time? And why does it not work certain times? So then, like, for instance, LB breaks, right? Why does it work sometimes? Why does it not work sometimes? What time frame are you looking at? And, how many bars are you looking back? Then I'll start looking at it. Why did this fail? And try to figure it out as to why that failed, come up with a hypothesis, and then try to form a strategy around it. So for the shorter time frame stuff, so for the most part I'm putting it out because I'm like, okay, I see this happening a lot. How can I shrink it to a daily? So let's just say if I am trading a swing and I think it's going to go down. So for instance, I still think that there's quite a bit of room for NQ to go down. If I assume that the next 4 or 5 days will go down, where are the locations that I think level wise that will go down? And then I'll just, back test that. So it took me 2 weeks to kind of really back test it before I felt comfortable to send it out to you guys. But once you kind of have that down, you just forward test it. And I forward tested it myself for I think a week or 2 weeks. So it was like 2 weeks of back testing, 2 weeks of forward testing. It's usually not enough, especially if you're fairly newer and it's a newer strategy. You want to back test quite a bit. Like I'm talking about years of back testing, on chart. And then forward test it for at least 6 months before rolling it out. 6 months is still very, very short period of time, but yeah, that's what I would do. I'm pretty sure Post-a-Note Post-a-Note, you still there?
I don't think he's in the call.
Okay, he's not.
Yeah.
One of the things is like you kind of need to just scrub your entire chart of anything but levels. Like, this goes back to when we first start working together, right? Is that I wanted you to have a completely clean chart and just look at price action, and that will give you a slightly better idea. Like, because a lot of people start the reverse way where they put a bunch of shit on their charts and then they try to make sense of it, which to me is actually really bad for development, because you want to start with the fundamentals. You want to start reading certain things. So let's just say LBs, right? You use them, if you're doing okay with them, but let's just say your hit rate is like at even 40%, 50%, which is still decent, then you can introduce something like an RSI, but on top of levels. Be like, okay, well, is this level going to hold? And, stuff like that. But you always want to start with a core foundation, which is price. Price is king, and you always, just start with that. So with LBs, I would say, you know, start figuring out why certain LBs don't work, and then zoom in, zoom out, everything, and figure out why those LBs don't work. So, for instance, Friday's LB worked, that zone that we had, that play, but when it got back into that zone, why didn't it work? Well, because we failed to get to the target area, um, and which in turn will actually push this market down. So it's kind of like those things, right? And let's just talk about crude oil, since crude oil's on for today. If it gets there today, am I interested in it? For a short-term trade, probably, but not for a longer-term trade, right? Because we've basically consolidated in this area quite a bit. Asia, London. Immediately, as soon as London opened, it was evident that it was going to be a back and forth day and nothing more. So, given that, if we come down to it, I'll take it for a day trade. But as far as a swing trade, I'd much rather wait for tomorrow to set up, or even possibly even Wednesday to set up to give us this opportunity. So, yeah, to answer your question, I think with the LBs, you just gotta be consistent with the settings, and then just kind of look and be like, don't always just look at a 2 minute or 5 second, be like, why did this work? Why didn't this work? I would say zoom out a little bit, find the structure, find the price, follow the price, and then you can zoom in. But don't ever zoom into like, a 5 second and be like, oh, why didn't this work? And try to like figure that out. You drive yourself nuts because there's no rhyme or reason, especially on a 5 second or lower, or even 30 second, or even 2 minutes, actually. You want to zoom out and kind of look at it, and like on a bigger time frame, like, okay, this worked. Oh, and when we got to this level, whether it's a major level or whatever, because I mean, technically speaking, so let's just take ES real quick as an example, since most people have those levels. Excuse me. Let's go to 1 second. Let me find the right chart. Okay. So let's just take the most, what is this? June 16th high, right? So let's just look at June 16th high. We came up to 4464 level, which is a major level. And the question now, when you're looking at this price action, once it gets up there, I'm talking about June 16th, June 15th, right? We never put in a price action lower at all, right?
What's the time frame you're looking at?
So you can look at an hourly, you can look at 4 hourly, you can look at anything aside from like a 2 minute or some shit like that, right? Because you're gonna get fake outs. But what's your favorite time frame that you use? I forget.
I mean, for entries, the 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Okay, for bigger time frame.
Bigger time frame, 1 and 4 hours.
Okay, so let's just look at a 1 hour then. Second, it's 1 hour. All right. So 1 hour on the 15th, no price action whatsoever. We're at that level. We're above that level. So now we're looking at it and saying, okay, well, what's going to happen after this? Well, we put in a price action reversal. We didn't really get a great back and fill. That's fine. That's going to happen. What do? We trade down to the next level, right? You get what I'm saying? And then you look at the overall market structure. Is this overextended? Is this prime for a pullback? Is this a pullback, or is this a complete reversal? And that's something we'll never know. But let's just say it did give you good back and fill on the 1 hour. You can get in once it gets to that back and fill on a minute time frame. And ideally, what you want to do is aim for the next level lower because it's going to stop there. So next level lower is at 09 or 08 or something like that.
So when you reference when you reference a good back and fill, like, do you mean like on Tuesday, June 20th at 12 p.m. EST?
Let me get to that.
Like, would you consider that like a back and fill?
June 20th. June, right? You say?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me get to June. Whoa. Oh. June 20th. Sorry. Yeah, so, okay. To the upside or to the downside? Let me ask you that.
Upside.
Okay.
So say like you miss like the initial move, you see this downtrend, and then you want to get short to the next level, right? And so you see that.
Yeah, I do. I don't like that, even though it worked out well. I personally don't like that. So let me just look at this real quick. Let me just double check. I want to make sure that let me just look at this 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, that's still not even deep enough for me. Yep, none of it's deep enough. To me, this is one huge leg down. I can see why you think, or why you would say June 20th. See, so those pullback rules, you need to be consistent with it as far as how far you want it to pull back, right? Some people would say that's more than enough of a pullback. Some people might even think that, June 20th at 2 a.m. Central Standard Time was a good enough pullback. I don't see it that way. I see it from the high coming down. I don't see a good enough pullback, so I just consider that one large move down.
Gotcha. Okay.
But that's how the way I operate. That doesn't mean that you need to operate that way, because this has consistently been going lower and lower and lower and lower. To me, it's still one big move down. So I wouldn't consider any of that a pullback. Now, if I were to change this a little bit, so 1 second, sorry. Yeah, I still don't see it. I mean, there's obviously there's areas you can get involved in, but for me, it's like if you're shorting any time after that June 20th, it's shorting in the hole, in my opinion. I only want to short above, let's just say 40.75 or something like that. Anything above that, I'm down to short. Anything, below that seems too risky for me, because where you're truly wrong is way up there. Yeah, so I don't really love it. As a matter of fact, again, if you look at an hour, yeah, we didn't really get a good pullback. But here's the, for those of you guys listening, this is another reason why I wanted to start the room, is because there's a lot of things I just don't release because, and I'm kind of tired of not being able to fully and openly talk about things. But there is a key reason why this is a bearish market. Like, I don't want to be too long in this market as of now, and why there's, what these there's from capital flow perspective, there's a reason why you're not buying this market, despite you can make a lot of money buying it many times, on an intraday level. But this is a perpetually for you know foreseeable future. This is down until maybe 4302.75 or 4302 04 or something like that. But I can see how this could go down quite a bit. But yeah, so on the Z plays, I'm just looking for areas where you could possibly have a high chance of making money. So because the day trade is very different from a big directional move. I'm viewing it from both angles. But yeah, so I kind of lost track of what I was gonna say. But to answer your question, I mean, I would just sit there and just on trading view,
Yeah,
just back shit. Yeah, just back test the shit out of it, and then just start noticing why certain things are, and take everything off.
Yeah.
Everything. A lot of people don't, and I think that's a shame. Just take everything off and just keep on looking at it. You can even leave the major levels on there and just kind of see and be like, oh, why does this do that? Why does, and just keep on going through it over and over again. And the thing about the major levels is that they're not a type of level where you're like, oh, well, this level could have been created later or after. Because a lot of support and resistance is tough to backtest because you're like, oh, okay, well, this could have been created afterwards, after we wicked it or after we did this. By now you should already know that is rare when it comes to these major levels. They're often created, months and months ahead of time. So you can confidently just put it on and kind of backtest it.
Yeah, I mean, I always have the major levels on. So like,
yeah,
where like price is going or should be going.
Yeah. So when you're for the most part when you're backtesting and or just doing like practice, just take everything off and just watch the price over. You don't have to replay it. You don't have to do anything. Just follow the price. Start just looking at like, okay, we just did this. We made a higher high. We made a lower low. Okay, we stopped this major level. What does it mean? What are we currently right now? What is the market currently right now? So don't even read the capital flow of things. Don't read the correlations. You don't have to read any of that right now. Just start reading the charts. And then like, okay, I'm following the price. Up, down, sideways. What is the market trying to accomplish right now? What are the buyers trying to accomplish? What are the sellers trying to accomplish? What major level are we in and around near it that I can possibly trade? If this is an up market, I'm waiting for this to come down to a major level, watch the price action there, and then take it to the upside. So the market direction is, I would say 60-70% is dictated by the price action. Right, the level is the area you want to get involved in, and also the next level that you want to get out of, and then the capital flow is the rest of the 30 or 40%. Meaning, do you have the support of the bonds? Do you have support of NQ? Do you have support of gold, the dollar index, everything else? That's the other 30 or 40%. So once you understand the price action, you can just be like, okay, well, once it gets there, gives you a price action reversal, then you watch and see the correlating markets, you see the capital flow of it. If it's supporting it, you take it and you hold on until the next level, if not even beyond, right? So just because it gets to a level doesn't mean you exit. You got to look at the price action around that level, because maybe it's an ad, right? So I'm doing a little bit of cherry picking here and hindsight, but look at March 13th, right? At 5 o'clock. You guys are following?
I'm scrolling. March 13th, right?
Oh, so, well, I'm actually, fuck. I was looking at NQ, but let's just look at March 13th and ES2. Was it March 13th? No. Look at either April 26th or May 4th, up to you.
All right, let's go April 26th.
So just looking at the chart, zooming out, what do you think the market's? Is it up? Is it down? What is it doing?
I mean, on the 26th, like so I'm on the 1 hour. It looks like it just entered a downtrend to me.
Right. So zoom out a little bit more. So daily or 4 hour or whatever.
Well, I mean, if you zoom out, then yeah, I kind of see what you're saying.
So if you zoom out to, let's just say a 4 hour or a daily, it's still making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now we've come to a point where it's like the question is, are we going to continue higher? Well, that's complete, your read. That's why it's very important to read price action. My read on this is, can we reverse here? Yeah, we can most definitely go down. But I do have a level there that we can further go up. So 40, 72, 50, well, we touched it twice and we went up to the next level. It's, fairly easy. So let's just say the first time it touched it on the 26th, we went up there and we get a price action reversal, we get out. Second time we get there, the question is, are we going to follow through? And once we hit that level again, this is at 72.50, we bottom ticked it and we got a price action reversal. So where do we take it? We take it to the next level. And then again, we get a reversal. We get out a little bit above price, that 41.8725 level. We get out at 42, let's just say conservatively 42.14. And then, we just keep on watching. And then once it comes back down to say on May 24th, we are still in a bullish trend at this point. So once it breaks up, right? It breaks that May 19th high. And we come back down, guess where we come back down to? 41.8725. We get that price action, we take it to the next level up. And up, 42.9825. Where do we stop? We stopped right there before rollover. And where do we end up? We continue higher. I mean, it's. I know I'm saying in hindsight, so it sounds a little bit easier. It sounds a little bit too, gimmicky, I guess you can say, or whatever. But it's really almost that easy 60% of the time. The other 40%, is the capital flow read, which I completely understand that it's not easy. But you see how on the daily aspect, or in a larger time frame, it's fairly easy.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's just trying to work it out and say, is this an up market or a down market? And these major levels are just, it takes out all the support resistance stuff. It takes out all the zones or all these other stuff. You just focus on, oh, okay, so this is what I need to do. Um, I'm waiting for it to get to this level to get long, and that's all there is to it. I'm not trying to do anything else here. Um, but all in all, I think trade the Z plays, trade them well, and then you can you know really stack it in the future. Because say we're in an uptrend and we identify a Z play that is to the upside, yes, then you can keep on stacking, even if it's a swing trade or a day trade. You can, let's just say you have the capability of swing trading, but you still want to day trade as well. Meaning you still want to take money, majority of it off. If you're trading, say, 10 micros, you could leave 2 micros on to the long side to the next major level. Take off 8, that pays for more than anything. Put in your stops at break even. That 8 micros pays for, a shit ton. And then, a day or two later, let's just say we identify another long opportunity. You can do the same thing and keep on stacking that 2 contracts on and on and on. And hopefully by the end of it, you have 10 contracts and, you make a decent profit off those 10 contracts. Or, let's just, maybe not 10, let's just say 4 or even 6. As you stack them and you're paying yourself the whole entire way up, you're grabbing the entire move. Sure, you didn't start 6 contracts at the low or the initial entry, but you're stacking it at no risk and constantly stacking. And that's, ultimately the goal, I think. And as, the type of trader I want is to understand that if this market is moving up, I just want to keep on stacking contracts and keep on paying myself over and over again. And hell, I mean, if you don't, if you keep on stacking, it keeps on going up or down or whatever, you're just going to keep on making a shit ton of money. And maybe, off of 4 contracts, you make 2, 3, 4, 500 points, right? And then that is a significant bump in your returns. Where people don't realize like how powerful stacking is. Some people call it pyramiding, but the way they pyramid to me is dangerous.
So when you stack, do you like say you stack 2 on, do you take 1 off to de-risk, or do you just let the 2 ride?
So it's hard to stack when you're starting with 2, right? You have to start with a much larger number. So you probably only would start stacking if you start with 4 contracts, whether it's minis, micros, or anything, because you can't stack with 2. Because you're probably going to risk mitigate 1 and the other one's just left out there. And let's just say you don't risk mitigate 1 and you take 1 all the way up. Your last one you're going to leave as a stack. That if that comes back at you, you will feel that a lot more than say you exited 80% of your position and you only have 20% on at break even, right? So if you only do 2, you're really banking that the second one goes there. Whereas if you traded with 10 and you took out 8 micros and you only have 2 left, it's almost like you don't care if those 2 go there. And you want to get to a point where you don't care, right? You don't care if those 2 gets there. Your concern was that 8, you got the 8, you pocketed the money, and the 2 is break even or it keeps going. You just let it ride. And then the next time you enter a trade, it's almost with a fresh mindset. You forget about that 2, you trade 10 again, take off 8, and you forget about the 2 again. And then once it gets to another level, let's just say you do it twice already and you have 4 contracts, riding, and it gets to a big level, and you want to take 2 off, you can take 2 off, or even 1 off, and just let the 3 ride, and then do it again with 8, with 10, and then leave 2, so now you have 5, and it gets to another big level. I don't just mean a major level, but big level, and you take 2 off, and now you have 3, and you do it again and again and again, or maybe you take one off and you have 4. Then you just keep on doing it again and again until price tells you on a much bigger time frame that, hey, this is pretty much done. And a bigger time frame, cap flow is telling you it's done. And then you just, even when capital flow tells me it's done, I usually exit about like 60 to 80% of my floaters, and just still let the rest ride until it's double confirmed. Then I'm out. So there's nothing absolute in the market. So even with capital flow, if it tells you, hey, we're done, I'm not exiting everything. I'm taking majority it off because I do trust capital flow. But if it shows me, say, in like 3 days or something like that, that it's double confirming that this trend is over, then I'll exit the rest of it.
Zarobiłem dzisiaj 2 razy, ale to wiesz, na swoim.
Okay, that's okay. Very nice. Jak tam ci chodzi, okay?
No,
I know it's a little bit abstract to some of you guys or whoever's listening, but once you master this, that's when you're like, shit, what the fuck have I been trading? What the fuck have I been doing all my life? It has to be mundane. You try to get to a point where trading is mechanical and boring, and that's when you're most profitable.
Yeah, it's a process getting there.
Yeah.
But hopefully I get that someday.
Yeah, just make sure it's boring. I mean, quite frankly, I know a lot of people are just staring at this market, trying to make money out of this market. It's ridiculous. It really is. I mean,
like right now at this second?
or just throughout the day was not an easy day to trade, to be honest. I mean, you couldn't, as a scalper, you can make money, or as a very, very small timer, I think you can make money. There's always money to be made. You can make money at Asia session if you wanted to. There's always an excuse that you could make money. But what a lot of people don't think is the probability of being able to make it, right? A lot of people are so in love with, making money on every single turn where it's just not realistic. As a matter of fact, it's detrimental. So it's kind of like, well, the market's not giving you shit. It's not in any trade locations. You set your alarms and you walk away. Go play video games, go watch a show, go do some studying, some reading, whatever it is. As long as you have all your alerts set, you don't need to stare at the market. Staring at the market doesn't make you money. Remember that saying I said before, right? You make money by trading. You don't trade to make money. Do you guys remember that? Or do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Red Pine, you mean like how it's helped my P&L? I've been able to hold onto shit longer than, I mean, I started off just like backhand scalping for a while, and you know, we never really held on to shit that long, to be honest. I can, you know, read some of our old posts. Backhand and I did, and posted our P&Ls all the time. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, the average fucking scroll up. Average time in was like 20 seconds, 32 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minute, 35 seconds. And Fat Cat was 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 37 seconds, 42 seconds, 25 seconds, 6 seconds, 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 39 seconds, a minute, 25, 58 seconds, 47 seconds. The longest one for this one was 16 minutes. You know, it's just, to me, it's fairly insane, you know, to do it for minutes at a time and trade minutes at a time. So yeah, it's helped me, like, just, it's not just that one thing, right? It's many things that kind of help me hold things. Trusting the process, trusting what's happening, trusting your read, trusting levels, trusting your trade management. Because any one of those things could, if any one of those things faltered, your trade plan falters. Because let's just say you start with 10 micros and you mismanage your trade, and instead of getting, say, 3R or 5R out of that 8 micros, you only get 2R. Well, you're not going to feel confident holding the remaining 2 to the next level. Sure, you paid for it, but you mismanaged it where you didn't make that much money, so that when it does get closer, you'll be so anxious to take it off that you won't realize it. What you say is due to having a smaller account? Not really. It was just, I mean, truthfully speaking, again, you can do micros to make a lot of money. I think I did it because, I mean, who isn't drawn by the fact that you can trade 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 minutes, you know, half an hour a day and make a shit ton of money, right? Like, everyone is drawn to that. If the market never shifts and you can consistently scalp and make a shit ton of money, when I say a shit ton of money, I mean like life-changing money, $25,000, $40,000, $50,000 a day, I'll be like, dude, sign me up. I'll do it. If somehow someone can guarantee me that the market won't shift, right? And everything, volatility won't shift, and that all I needed to do is just keep on practicing the DOM and make that much money on one market, then I would say, you know, I would do it. Maybe 40,000, I don't know, but you get the point. 100,000, you know, whatever. I would say, you know, everyone is just in love with the DOM, and that's what I was. I was just in love with the fact that I could get in and out you know, because everyone's all risk averse for some odd reason when it comes to trading. Everyone's risk averse. No one wants to take drawdown. No one wants to spend money on education, whether it's a course or whether it's a physical book. You know, the amount of people that I know that actually has read trading books is far and few in between. And even though that you guys have read it, it's all bootlegged. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, it's bad that it's bootlegged or anything. I'm just saying that if it wasn't bootlegged, you guys probably wouldn't read it. You wouldn't go out and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to buy a book to read. You'll read it if it's bootlegged, but you won't spend that time and money to buy that book. Or whatever the fuck it is, right? Course or whatever. It's just the nature of trading. Traders are weird, to be honest. I was like that. I was against buying stuff. I was against paying for courses. I was against a lot of these things. And it just never made sense to me. You know, if anything's worthwhile doing, you know, it's worth money. You know, if you can make life-changing, life-altering money, why wouldn't it cost something? You know, if you can go to college and you have to pay because you're going to make far more than someone who didn't go to college, why shouldn't you pay for it? So, but anyways, back to the thing. I was just really, really focused on the Dom, and that's why I was doing what I was doing with Fat Cat. You know, it feels good to get in and get out and make, say, $100 or $200, and then you fantasize and you're like, you know, if I can only do that 10 times, 100 times a day, well, the truth is you can't. SC doesn't really use Dom anymore, though. At least doesn't play as big as role. Yeah, he's definitely, you know, gone better. He still looks at the Dom. He doesn't put it streamed up because it's a separate computer, but he still, you know, looks at the Dom. Most definitely, he still looks at a Dom. So he definitely uses Dom. He just doesn't maybe focus on it as much. Like, he doesn't just blindly stare at it. Yeah. So
To a point where you were able to scalp well at all, or did you end up coming down the capital flow route before then?
I did okay. I wouldn't say that I was like doing well. I'm past the combine scalping.
Why did you pretty much just move past all that when you started doing capital flow? Like, rather than trying to get those tight entries where you are already looking for the entries now.
Yeah, because scalping or the Dom is, to me, and I'm sure someone will, you know, say it's incorrect, but to me, it's very much a muscle and something that if you don't watch it closely, you know, day in, day out, you're going to lose sight of the characteristics of that Dom, right? How the flows come in, everything
and
else.
You're trying to trade different products also. I didn't think
Exactly.
about that.
So, you know, I'm not going to spend a minute more looking at the Dom, you know, just for 3, 4, 5 products. It's just not worth my time. You know, again, if you are a character that you can adjust their abilities, whether it's like you're playing a video game and you're creating a character, you know, for the Dom section, I'll go 0. You know, it's just not worth my time. It's like, you know, it's like playing a character that can only do one thing. It's like, well, I don't want to play that character. You know, I want to be able to, I don't know, dribble, dunk, shoot, all these other things, right? Post up, you know, all very well, but not the best. Then to just dribble very fucking well at an expert level, but can't, you know, you can still dribble around and fucking, yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, bootlegging does give you more risk to reward. It also makes you you get my point about how people are so against it. Or here's a better question, guys. Why don't you guys just type out the number of books you guys actually bought in regards to trading? I'm curious as to how many people actually paid for a book in regards to trading. Good. I love audiobooks, Chia, but they're not really good for learning, in my opinion. I think they're great for storytelling, but not learning. Yeah, PDFs are bootlegs, Chia. As for me, I honestly lost count. I have tons of books in LA, and I have tons of books in Hong Kong as well. I honestly lost count how many books I read, and I agree with you, Bayman, that a lot of them were shit. But are they shit because they're shit, or are they shit because they don't speak to your style? So that there's this whole thing about that, right? I don't know. I read some that I was like, oh, it's a piece of shit. But I just chalked it up to it's just not my style. Like fundamentals of reading a company's like shit, it's just not my style. Let's be honest, Red Pie. No one's gonna go back and buy a book to support the author. That's just the truth. Once you read it, you're not going back. You're not gonna go buy it. The author doesn't really get that much from it, anyways.
I actually did that with self-help books. First,
Really?
yeah, I listened to audiobooks and then I bought them just
To
just
read
to
or
have them
just to?
and to
Okay.
support the author. And like sometimes some books I'd rather listen to, but there is some books that I get more when I read. So I mean,
Yeah,
even for my kids to read.
I think the self-help ones are good audiobooks. But when it comes to trading, I definitely think you need a physical book.
Yeah, but definitely, if I listen to it, first I listen, and then if I like it, then I'll buy it.
It's good. I don't know why traders are so adverse to paying for education. I guess it makes sense. There's so much shit out there that people don't want to. They've gone through so much shit that they don't want to get, because it feels like getting scammed, right?
Yeah, there is a lot of that.
I'm curious as to, does anyone know how OnlyTix does it, or has anyone been in? Yeah, there's a lot of scams out there. Has anyone been in OnlyTix room?
I think John might have
No.
might have been or is in his room.
I'm just curious as to how he's doing it.
Yeah, I've paid for education, and now going back, I mean, out of the two, one was probably kind of worth it, the Axia.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Well, was
more.
Axia good?
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's more of upselling because we did a 6 week training, and then at the end, like the whole day, because it was every day, 2 hour, 2 hour or 2 hour each class. I forgot. And then the last day, on a final day, was the guy that started it, and he was upselling to do even more advanced stuff for like 6 months or more.
Yeah.
And I was contemplating to do that, and I didn't. And I mean, we were in a group, and most guys signed up for it, and like two guys still couldn't be couldn't make money trading even after that. Most
Do you think it
actually
was
couldn't.
helpful?
A little bit. They actually talk a lot. Like if you're into like Dome, uh, they're into that Dome. Like if you see their videos, they have domes. Like they look at the market just like almost like you with capital flow, and you look at all the markets, but they do that on the Dome. So they pretty much they look at like correlations where one thing moves, and they look like one thing moves, and then they see if another thing moves. So I think something like that.
I don't know. I don't know too much about them. I mean, I have their courses. I didn't pay for it, to be honest.
Yeah, and
That was back in the day when I was into the DOM.
so
Yeah, so I've seen their courses. I don't know, I don't know which ones. I don't know if you and I saw the same one, but yeah, I have like their ladder course or whatever.
I did that. I did all of them. So they have profile, volume profile.
Yeah, I did that.
And like numbers, footprint charts. They have another one, and I mean, I didn't take all of them, but they also have some on banks. And at the time, they went over like interest rates, yields, and this and that, and I was never into it.
Sounds cool. I said sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, now that I know more about it, yes, but at the time it didn't interest me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Again, I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure there's a book or a course out there that we all probably will agree that it's a scam, but it could help someone.
Yeah, definitely. And like with this, there is a lot of scams, but also, like I think the problem is a lot of people go into it just like you said, you and Fat Cat and scalping. I think most people get watch on YouTube or whatever, and they get the idea that they can jump anytime, hop whenever they need money, whenever they have free time, hop on, make some money, and be done for the day. And I think that's the idea. Some people are selling that idea. Some people just get the idea from watching the videos, and that is the problem.
It's fucking insane. I mean, those people who get scammed for those, they're, lack of better words, pretty dumb. There's no golden egg. There's no, quick get rich quick scheme. If that was the case, everyone would be able to do it.
Right, but Some people talk about it. That's not how it works. Like Fat Cat, and I mean, like
Oh.
people that produce content. You of course talk about it, but I'm talking about people that produce content. But there's a lot of them that they sell it as like, oh, just buy this stuff from us. Our indicators, and you'll make money.
Yeah.
That's how they're selling it.
I'm gonna make some content too. Just buy this indicator and I'll guarantee you'll lose. Yeah, Red Pie, that's the whole crypto bullshit scam too. And the crypto going crazy didn't help actual traders because people with real horses, because there's all these overnight fucking experts in trading that can only trade bull markets and they don't know what the fuck to do. It's kind of like when 2020 hit and crazy bull run, that's when you saw the influx of all these traders coming out with courses because it was easy. Buy it when it crosses up. Easy.
Yeah, I know some people that were making a killing, following somebody's signals, and when the market
Who's-
was up, and then when it slowed down, went up, they just
It
lost
disappeared.
everything.
Who the hell is Dan Cook? Dan Locke. Let me check this clown out. Oh, he looks like a scammer. Let me show you the guy that I really can't stand. He lives in Hong Kong. Is that what you said? There's one guy I can't stand. Yeah, fuck that guy. There's one guy I can't stand. Where is he? He's a Singaporean dude. It's not that trading geek that everyone's talking about these days. Um, I can't find him for some reason. God damn, I just typed in day trading and there's a shit ton of people. Holy cow. Fuck music.
A tu popadało troszkę. No, ale taki malutki, to parę minut może.
Oh, this guy.
To jak, nie wiem o której nawet ci powiem, jakoś tak z rana, 9,
I don't.
10 może?
This guy is such.
Ale to
This
naprawdę
guy's
malutko,
fucking-
tak, nawet nie taki deszcz,
Jesus
tylko
Christ.
taki, wiesz,
1.74 million
prosiło
subscribers.
tak. Możliwe, tak wygląda, tak chodzi.
Is he Singaporean or is he Malaysian? I don't know. His accent says Singaporean.
Co mówiłeś?
Jak zapraszam, to chciałam, że może chłopala to było.
O, okej.
Yeah, this guy is. Fuck. I mean, you have to give it to him. He somehow amassed 1.74 million subscribers. For a trading channel, that's massive. I don't even think Axia has that many. Yeah, Axia only has 42,000 subscribers. How does this motherfucker have 1.74?
Yeah, I watched some of his videos back in the day.
But how does he have 1.74 million subscribers? That's insane.
I think he's got a website. Like he's. I mean, he's been doing it for a while. Maybe that's why.
That's seriously insane to me. Like, I don't know. That's a lot of goddamn subscribers. The thing is, a lot of not just his, but a lot of other people's content, it's just so scammy, you know? And you can tell it's scammy, you know. I guess we're a little bit different because we're a little bit more seasoned, but you can tell it's scammy because every 6 videos he has a different strategy. Every 6 videos he's talking about a different indicator. Whereas he doesn't use these fucking indicators. If he did use these indicators, there's no way you're using all these indicators. It's just insane.
Well,
He's talking about RSI, Bollinger Bands, moving averages, which are all valid. Stochastics, they're all valid. It's just that he's not an expert in any of these. I don't know if that makes sense.
yeah, but probably that's what all the new traders, people, that's what they go for.
Yeah, it's just insane to me. See, like, some of his shittier videos is what I would probably put out, which is like market outlook for that week or something.
Yeah, people don't want to see that. They just want to indicator with the magic inputs, and
Yeah.
that's gonna give them green light, red light.
The fuck?
The guy's been in the game for more than 10 years, like, all the way.
I'm
Like,
just-
one of his shittiest videos is still 1,000 views.
Yeah.
800 views, right? So, without even a thumbnail. He didn't even start doing thumbnails until 3 years into his thing. It's time behind the wheel that gets you these many subscribers.
But 1.74 million? I've never even heard of a trading channel that has that many. Now, of course, I haven't scoured that many, but 1.74 is a lot for a trading channel.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. You
I
know,
don't-
a lot of the subscribers, it's like they come, they never go. It's in the pile of, like, how many subscriptions do you erase?
I erase them because I don't want the. Yeah, I even actively say do not recommend this channel. Not his. I'm just saying like,
But to
channels
keep
I
your
don't.
thing, to keep
Clean.
so your thing keep, yeah, so it feeds
Yeah.
you the right. Yeah, well, I guess I have different.
What about Ross? What is this? Who's Ross?
Ross Cameron, yeah.
Actually, let me see.
He's got 1 million subscribers, 1.04. Warrior Trading.
Yeah.
Again, he's been in the game an amount of time, 10 fucking years. You gotta remember that when you, a lot of people don't go that far.
Well, I know Warrior Trading.
They type in the stuff, right? They type like they're like, oh well, I heard somebody made, look at the stock, whatever. Some reason they're onto the stock market and they're like, oh, this is easy fucking money. So they type it in, and then the top guys.
Yep.
Just get continually subscribed to them, right? Even though their content is, that's probably fine for beginners.
Oh, Jesus Christ, 1 point something million. I never. Most of the trading channels I see have like 50,000 traders, but I guess. Oh wow, Warrior has one.
What about that Humble? How much does she have?
Honestly, I talked to someone who worked or who taught her or something like that, or worked with her. I don't know, some shit like that. They say they know her. She's not that fucking profitable, man. She sounds legit, and I got fooled by it. I was like, oh shit. I subscribed to her for a bit. Oh, I'm still subscribed to her. Unsubscribe. Yeah, she's not as profitable as, she doesn't claim anything either, though. I don't think.
Meet Kevin. Kevin has got like he's probably the max.
Yeah, Humble Trader is more of a content creator. She's not a trader.
1.8 million subscribers, right?
What do I consider profitable? Your predominant income is coming from trading, and you are consistently profitable. Like if you're relying on your YouTube to make you money, no, her that's what I said, Gia. She knows what she's doing, but she makes most of her money probably from YouTube. And from what people say. I don't know. I didn't fact check it, nor do I care to fact check it. But it sounds legit. Like, you look at the content she puts out, it's not incorrect. It's just more YouTube. It's just content creation. No, there's a lot of traders out there. Well, not a lot. There are some traders out there, Red Pie, that I would say you can tell that they have a sound strategy, or let me put it, consistent strategy, and they're day in, day out just trading that strategy. And their content is revolving around that strategy. That's what I mean. Well, Fat Cat's one. You really want to know that? There's others. I don't really watch all of them, but let's see. Do I subscribe to them? I've seen some. Give me a second. And yes, I can name them. You're not really listening, Red Pie. I'm not saying that they don't make content, and if they make content, then they're not profitable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying based on their content and based on what they're preaching, you can kind of see, if they're content creators or are they real traders. I'm not saying Humble is not a real trader. I'm saying she gets probably majority of her money, right? That it's not about selling either. It's about the content they come out with. It's like the third time I said this. You know, like she's a trader. I don't disagree. I'm just saying most of her money probably comes from YouTube. You know, like her shit. Her title goes, "ChatGPT gave me an AI stock pick that actually works." Tell me that's not a fucking attention grabber and that's not clickbait. ChatGPT, it's different. A different fucking video. ChatGPT AI made me 100,000 trading strategy. Now, whether that's, you know, true or just, you know, a joke or whatever, it's still clickbait, man. I mean, if you don't see that, I don't know what to say. Yeah, but we're not talking about beginner traders. I'm just talking about, you know, looking at the videos they put out, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about beginner traders. Yeah. I'm not talking about the pay thing either. I'm just talking about the content they're putting out. Like you can visibly tell whether a trader is trading or they're just putting out content. If they're a content creator, it's different from a trader, right? So like that Ryan whatever guy, is he a real trader? I don't know, but his content comes out that he's kind of all over the place when it comes to information and strategy. It's just really, really all over the place. Can he still be a profitable trader? Yeah. But it's kind of all over the place. It's just, you know, just scrolling through it, there's like 20 different technical analysis that he's talking about. Indicators. It's like, okay, well, if he was like a diehard trader, he should really just be focusing on, you know, couple. Oh, that's the guy. Where is it? I forgot what the name was exactly, but it was price action something is within his name. You can kind of tell that he trades for real. He's not popular though. I think it was. Is it Pat's? The one that he sued these two guys for stealing their shit? Yeah. I mean, look at their trading videos. This very consistent over and over and over again. You can tell he's a trader. That's all I'm saying. Red Pie. I'm not talking about beginners. I'm not talking about anything. I'm just saying from my observation, someone who trades the same style over and over is most likely a real trader versus someone who puts out ChatGPT made me fucking 100,000 or TikTok traders don't try this, you know, or even the best example, day trading with my travel trading setup. It's like this is content for people to watch and not to learn. It's a vlog, is what it is. It was two guys copied their shit, and the funny thing is, if I remember correctly, they just took the course, and then they basically copied it, and on the same day and while they're still selling the course, asked price action traders for information or hints and some shit like that, and they had screenshots on it and all this other stuff. I get what Rappi's trying to say. He didn't create that, but I think if you plagiarize, I think that's enough. Just like the trading geek or whatever the guy is. That's what I'm talking about, Red Pine. It's clear as day who's a trader, who's a content creator. If you think she's hot. I think her earlier contents were a lot more geared towards trading, and as it went on, it just because I used to watch her shit, because that was hilarious. And then as it went on, it just became more and more content. I mean, fuck, I have nothing against it. If you want to be a content creator, be a content creator. You know, that's not my point. All power to her for making money through YouTube. Nothing wrong with that. If she wants to sell a course, which she does, all power to her. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying she's a content creator. We might have a trade in Dow tomorrow or even later on today. Um, we'll see how this sets up, but there could be a trade in Dow.
Jakby więcej ludzi tak robiło, otworzyć, wrócić, to oni tracą pieniądze na tym. Zaskakują tamten. Co na to układ?
Yeah, Harvey, I'm looking at it right now. I just found it. Yep, it's all content. It's not even real trading. We're talking about Chris Trader. His thumbnails are nice and attention grabbing.
Yeah, like particularly they're good at it too, right? Like they
Yeah.
get good at it.
It looks really,
They get
really
really
good.
good at it. Like Fat Cats.
Fat Cat's just-
They're borderline. I think they're borderline. Like there's a difference between the people liking it, you liking it, or you thinking that's good versus really what the people want. They want it so they can sit on the subway and forget about life for a while.
I don't personally. I think Fat Cat's just way too long, and I've told him this before.
The content's too long? Yeah, absolutely.
It should be 15
under
minutes.
14, yeah, under 14. It's actually 14, not 15. 14.
And I told him,
Ideally,
I don't care.
Under 9 is actually, pretty much top gear. Like 7 to 9, fucking titties. Like people definitely have that much time.
Yeah. But like,
And then the Fat Cat wonders why people jump through his shit, and I'm like, well, that's because it's too long. Yeah.
no, but he says that he doesn't care. He only wants serious people. And then I didn't have the heart to tell him. I said, take a look at your fucking Discord channel. Clearly, that's not doing it. So, whatever. I mean, I think Fat Cat could have done a lot better with his channel. I think it's entertaining, and I love that it's truthful. But,
But shorts is a different thing, Red Pie. You have to have like First of all, to get monetized, you have to have X amount of views and X amount of subscribers straight out of the box. Anything above that, then the shorts section, you would have to have like there's another like milestone of like you have to produce a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of even have the opportunity. Yeah, so he's I think it's above 10,000, right, subs. That's why he got. Why do you think he went on that little kick right away, right as soon as he got to that point, right? So. Yeah.
I heard.
I don't know what the revenue comes in on those. Yeah.
I heard YouTube is gonna. They've been losing money on shorts, so they're gonna back off of it. Because TikTok is running into the same issue where shorts are just not. That's why TikTok is increasing the time you can post a video, the duration, longer and longer because it's just not garnering the results they want. And this is from the inside. I'm assuming you're going to tell us.
Say that again. What?
No, I said I'm assuming Red Pie's going to tell us.
Do you know what makes YouTube money? Content makes money. Music and music videos. Okay. Yeah, I do watch a lot of music and music videos on YouTube. You're right. Like I have a playlist, like you know what I mean. I don't have Spotify. I have a YouTube playlist, right, or whatever. Like I have the fucking goddamn commercials. Fucking piss me off, right? Like, I'm not about to go back to fucking being a cheap, frugal fucking trader. I don't even want to pay for the YouTube up gig, dude. Girl, I have a bootleg version of the Shadow Trader course, and I still haven't even taken it. I've got it for free. I still haven't even read the, like, you know what I mean? You get shit for free, and you still won't even do it.
Well, that's we talked about this because you got it for
I was
free.
listening.
Yeah.
I got it given to me. I knew a guy that he did buy it. And then he was like, hey man, do you want it? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I just never took it. Never did it. I just never did it. Like I can, yeah. Like, yeah. He's an options trader, right? And I was always intimidated by options. I thought I said I'd rather buy it. Regardless, I still didn't take it. Yeah. I'm cheap. Didn't want it, well, and it was expensive too. I can't remember. I think it was thousands of dollars.
What is this?
Shadow Trader. What's his name? He goes along with what is it? Grady? Dalton. Yeah, that's it. Only him or pals.
Oh, okay.
But you want to talk about a long drawn out video? That's another reason why I didn't take the course, because I watched some of his videos and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking challenge, right? To fucking get through it all.
I watch
fucking dog shit day. Huh.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I watch Fat Cat's videos while I'm like, if I watch his videos, it's usually when I'm like washing dishes or something, or like folding clothes.
It takes you an hour and a half to wash your dishes.
No,
How
that's
many
why.
days do you let it go?
That's why I don't watch that many of them because they're so goddamn long. I mean,
your wife, you and your wife like go 3 months without washing any clothes, and then the one day it's like, well, now I'm gonna fold clothes for an hour and a half.
Or like no, or like if I'm like jogging or something, I'll listen to it, you know, or working out, just put it in the background, just listen to what he has to say. Because I don't trade like him, so I usually watch more so of his psychology stuff. But like,
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
you know, I don't. When it comes to, I don't watch his dom stuff anymore, or his setups or stuff like that.
Well, why would you clog your mind with, let's just say, I don't know, thing that's like not obtainable, right? Like, why would you read a bunch of, like, I know your wife is into law. How many of her law books have you read?
None. Fuck that shit.
Well, that's what I mean. So if you don't have interest in it, why would you waste? Like, I see it as like, you know what I mean. You only got so much. They call it RAM or whatever in your head. Like, there's only so much room to store shit. So, putting in a bunch of stuff that really isn't as useful as some other stuff, then with the DOM, right? Like, why would you overcook your brain on DOM work when you said with the attributes it's only like say a 1 out of 10, if any, maybe a 0. Why would I bother, right?
I do listen to his other stuff though.
No, he's got that other Cult of Cat thing. I don't know what, he hasn't put one out lately.
Oh, what is the Cult of Cat?
He talks about like the one episode was like him on a mushroom trip when he was eating mushrooms. I was gonna say something, but Numbers was like all, I don't know, for being a smart guy, he don't know shit about fucking women. Like,
Where'd this come
emotionally
from?
volatile. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? Like, I'm like, yeah. And Retro piped up. She's like, yeah, all of them are. That's what they do. Like, how many chicks have you met that aren't? Grandma, right? Like, what the fuck?
That's I don't know. That's pretty common. Common of Numbers. He self admits that he's not very good with people.
Chow, you gotta keep it light, buddy.
What? Who kept what? What are you talking about?
It's just in the chat there.
On me?
Oh wait, I did. I think I just switched the whole thing.
That was a real big 180.
Oh yeah, Cult of Cat. No, because we went to the mushrooms. Fat Cat had a mushroom trip, and he basically just kind of describes it in the video. And Numbers was saying something about his chick ate mushrooms on his first date or something.
Are you subscribed to Cult of Cat?
I am. You want the link thing? Because it's not even a. I'll type it in. You could just type in.
No, I'm good, dude. I don't.
I mean, what kind of chick eats mushrooms? I don't care how many first dates I've been on. No chick ate mushrooms on the first date or whatever.
Well, let's keep in mind the fact that he regularly pays chicks to fly out to him, or not pays chicks. Sorry, that's he acquires them
for the flight.
I'm sure he pays for a good bit of stuff, but that I'm never mind. I'm sure they go home with some stuff too, but I'm sure he does not pay them specifically. But he is going after these chicks that are a little abnormal to begin with. Like, no normal chick I've ever met is willing to go meet a guy he's never met and fly like across state lines. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. The chicks he goes with are not the most stable to begin with. But neither are the ones I go after, so I didn't say anything, baby.
One end of the rope to the other end of the rope, right? That's funny.
I love you.
Yeah, usually, yeah, exactly. They fly up there, Chow, and then, like, into the box, and that's that. Rub her face with lotion. It's lotions on it. Oh.
I like him though. He brings me joy, getting to hear his stories.
I don't know, man. It's 3:00. It's been a long fucking one.
Yeah, and I'm still not short. And I'm probably gonna get stopped out by the end of the day. But I am holding it. As the entire room that just heard me say that is probably thinking, why?
Go to sleep, Chia. I'm asleep since here. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut this. If you guys, yeah. Alright, cool. I'll talk to you guys later. See you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.
Love you, bye.